Hello,
Hello.
can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay, my name is Anu. What's yours?
my name is Akiko. Nice to meet you.
Did you say Izakiko?
Yeah.
Could you spell that for me? Isakiko? Izakiko.
Yes.
Okay, Izakiko. I hope I'm spelling that correctly. No?
No. Mm. Is Akiko. Yes.
All right. Okay.
Mm.
Izakiko, as you said, we won't have any introductions and we can.
No, no, is Akiko. My name is Akiko. Akiko.
Ah, the full sentence. Okay. Is Akiko. I got it. Thank you for the correction. Right.
Yeah.
And where are you from, Akiko?
Mm. I'm from Japan.
よろしくお願いします。Japanese.
よろし
And where in Japan are you right now?
I live in Kanagawa Prefecture.
Kanagawa. Okay. By the way, happy Diwali. Do you know what that is?
Happy Wari.
Diwali. Diwali.
Diwali.
It's a festival celebrated in India. Yeah,
No.
it's a festival of lights, and we have firecrackers outside at night.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Diwali. Mm.
All right. Let's start with the lesson if you like.
Mm.
All right. Pomegranate. Ooh, I love this fruit. Tourist arrested after ordering grenade by mistake. Okay, that's a funny one.
Mm.
All right. How do you want to start? Exercise one or two?
I exercise one. I will repeat after you.
All right. Let's get to the point. First word is embarrassing,
Embarrassing.
causing one to feel ashamed or uncomfortable.
Causing one to feel ashamed or uncomfortable.
Getting caught singing in the shower can be embarrassing. Yes.
Getting caught singing in the shower can be embarrassing.
Confusion.
Confusion.
A lack of clarity about what is happening, required, expected, etc.
A lack of clarity about what is happening, required, expected, etc.
There was a lot of confusion at the airport after several flights were cancelled.
There was a lot of confusion at the airport after several flights were cancelled.
Trouble.
Trouble,
Problems or difficulty.
problems, or difficulty.
We are having some trouble in our relationship.
We are having some trouble in our relationship.
Grenade.
Grenade.
A small bomb thrown by hand or launched from a device.
A small bomb thrown by hand or launched from a device.
A grenade exploded nearby, showering us in dirt.
A grenade exploded nearby, showering us in dirt.
Threat.
Threat.
A statement in which someone says that they will cause harm, pain, problems, etc.
A statement in which someone says that they will cause harm, pain, problems, etc.
The journalist said he had received death threats.
The journalist said he had received death threats.
Handcuff.
Handcuff.
A pair of metal rings used to keep a prisoner's wrists together.
A pair of metal rings used to keep a prisoner's wrists together.
The police officer put the suspect in handcuffs before taking him to the patrol car.
The police officer put the suspect in handcuffs before taking him to the patrol car.
Okay, 素晴らしい、あきこさん。英語の発音はいいです。Good pronunciation.
Thank
All right. Do you have any questions from exercise one?
none so far.
All right. Let's move on. Would you like to repeat again the article?
I will read by myself.
You will read by yourself?
Mm.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Yeah. Tourist arrested after ordering gener- gren- grenade by mistake. Almost everyone who has tried learning a new language has an embarrassing story to tell of the time they confused two words. Of course, it shouldn't really be embarrassing because we all make mistakes when we were learning. And usually these mistakes just cause a bit of confusion. But as a tourist in Portugal found out this autumn, one small mistake can get you into a lot of trouble. According to the Telegraph, a Russian speaker from Azerbaijan was visiting a restaurant in Lisbon and he was trying to order a fruit drink made from pomegranate. The man, who has not been named, used a translation app to help him and wrote his order on a napkin to show the waiter. But instead of writing the Portuguese word for pomegranate, he had written the word for grenade. The waiter thought the man was making a threat that he had a grenade and he called the police. Pictures in the local news appeared to show the man lying on the ground outside restaurant with five police officers around him, who later put him in handcuffs. But after police spoke to the man at the police station and searched his hotel room and the restaurant, he was released. According to the Independent, there may be a good reason for the man's confusion. In Russian, the words for pomegranate and grenade are almost exactly the same grant and granata. In Portuguese, the word to the tourist wanted was poma, and not the one he wrote grenada. He might want to choose to order orange juice next.
Right. That's a funny thing to happen to someone. Wow.
Mm.
I can't imagine. Okay, three words from my side for you. First is grenade.
Mm.
Grenade.
Mm.
And
Green. Mm.
here you read this in the past, like we were, it's we are, because it's talking about a general thing. We all make mistakes when
Mm.
we are learning. So it's are.
We are. We are. Mm.
And last is, of course, pomegranate. Pomegranate.
Pom- Pomegranate.
Yes, it rhymes with grenade. Pomegranate. Yes?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Any questions
Mm.
from this article?
Not so far.
All right. Let's move on. I'll ask the questions. Where was the tourist from?
He was from Azerbaijan.
Right. Yes, you're right.
Azerbaijan.
What was the tourist trying to order?
He wanted to order なんだっけポメグレネート
A fruit drink made from pomegranate.
うん
Yeah, like juice. What is the Portuguese word for pomegranate?
what pomegranate the English Portugal Portugal.
This is a little tricky question. Yeah.
The word tourist. Poma.
Hi. Yes, he wanted Poma.
Mm.
Okay, discussion. What are your thoughts on the tourist mistake?
It's free and interest, but funny. But for tourists, so scaring because he might be surprised at.
Okay, so for the tourist, this was so scary, right? Not
Yeah.
scaring, scary.
Mm.
I would be scared too. In a different country, like, wow.
Yeah.
How do you imagine the man felt when the police arrived?
Yeah. Very. He thought scary and afraid of. He will go to. He thought he couldn't go out
He couldn't go out of the country.
of this country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he would go to prison. He would go to prison. Yes. Have you ever made a funny or embarrassing mistake in English, Akiko-san?
Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
But I can't notice.
Okay.
Maybe I almost talk to English in this DM lesson.
Okay.
So maybe
I
a lot.
I hope the teachers notice, though. Yes.
Yeah.
Are there
Yeah.
are there any words in English that you often get confused?
Yes, there are a lot.
Okay. Could you give me an example if you remember?
I before I thought I use to concern a lot in this English, but concern I thought before is connection, but
Oh.
I understand it is another means.
Yeah.
I mistaked
Okay.
the true meaning. But I always thought the true means I always you want to use.
Right. So concern is like it's not my business. Yeah, it doesn't concern me. Yeah. Connection is a little connected to it, but those are different words. Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any words in your language that sound the same but have very different meanings? I know, sake. What else?
Maybe lot. So a lot of Japanese words the same listen, but mean is quite different.
Okay. It's difficult for a foreigner, much difficult.
Yeah, I think so.
Have you ever had trouble ordering food in a foreign country? Have you been to any foreign countries?
Yes, I have. Sometimes I can't understand the words, language. Especially Arabic, I can't imagine. And Chinese and English, I understand a little, but Arabic I can't translate.
Okay. Do you know a little bit of Arabic or none of?
Arabic.
Yeah. Do you know a little bit, like basic Arabic or nothing?
Well, I don't know different from Arabic or not.
Okay.
Yes, I have been to Egypt before,
Hmm.
but this is uh, Arabic or not.
Right. Have you been to any English speaking countries?
Yes, I have.
Okay. How useful were your English language skills?
Mm, to go to grocery store and to buy ticket
Hmm.
and to stay hotel. I could do that. So,
Hmm.
mm, but I couldn't speak
Hmm.
more
Yeah.
thing
So you
only
can
to to,
you can
to buy to buy or to order
mhm.
and to only the that's
So the basic necessary essential stuff is
mm,
but having a conversation with a stranger, that is difficult.
no
Right.
no uh,
Okay. Okay.
mm,
Are there any aspects of English it took you a while to figure out? Aspects of English.
mm,
How about articles? Do you know articles? A, D, and Japanese does not have articles.
yes, and grammar is quite different.
Hmm.
For example, I am a student in English.
Hmm.
Uh, I if in Japanese I student am. So grammar is quite different. So I can't
Yeah.
understand.
This comes at the
Mm,
end. Watashi wa gakusei desu.
yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Hmm. For me, I speak Hindi, so Hindi is
Mm,
a little similar. So I have it a
mm,
little easier learning Japanese. The
mm.
vocabulary is a little similar. Yeah.
Oh, I have never heard of such a thing.
Okay. Maybe have you
Oh,
talked to any Indians who know Japanese?
no,
Oh.
but there are a lot of Indian in my town, and
Hmm.
in my town there is a Indian
Hmm.
elementary school,
Oh.
and a lot of Indian live in my
Hmm.
town. So I always see uh, Indian person, but I have never talked them.
Okay. What advice would you
Mm.
give to someone who's afraid of making mistakes in a foreign
I always afraid of making mistakes, especially to talk foreigner. I can't I don't have any advice
but
to
but you're speaking to
speak.
me in a foreign language right
Mm,
now. So
mm,
how do you do that?
mm,
There must be something going on here, like thinking, like let's do this or anything. It's worth a try.
mm, mm. Uh, uh, I think I want to talk to a lot, especially foreigner, and maybe it and uh, but sometimes I hesitate
Mhm.
to talk
Mhm.
to. But to talk a lot is good thing for to and foreign language and to have good relationship.
Mhm.
Uh, it's good
Relationship with
for.
other people, even with your own self. Yes.
Mm,
Okay. Learning by making mistakes and not duplicating them is what life is about. Lindsay Fox. What do you think? Not duplicating them.
Mm, mm, not- oh, I understand.
Mm.
Sometimes we we mistakes
We make
we
mistake.
mis we make mistake a lot,
Mm.
and we but we had to make mistake uh, because and it is not need to avoid make mistakes. So it is good because it will be good experience for
Mhm.
ourselves. So and uh, and we had to learn by mistakes.
Yes.
So
So learning means to not repeat your mistakes.
uh,
So you don't
uh,
keep on repeating again and again.
uh, uh, uh,
Or you'll
uh,
be always running in circles, as they say, round and round. You won't be going anywhere. You won't be
uh,
growing, living your life.
uh, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, wrong. Uh,
Okay, okay, Kosan, we are at the end of our lesson. We still have 3 minutes. What would you like to do?
okay. Uh, free conversation,
Okay,
please.
I like the color
Mm.
blue. Blue is my favorite color.
This is purple.
Really? Wow. Okay. It looks blue from here. Weird. Purple is how do you say purple in Japanese? Muro.
This Uniqlo cloth.
Uniglow.
Do you know
Yes, very
Uniqlo
very popular in India too.
popular and very cheap
Okay.
and very warm. Today is so cold,
Okay.
so. mm,
It's November, so it must be winter in Kanagawa.
uh, no, November, autumn. In Japan, winter starts from December.
December.
Mm. But these days, until 3 days ago, it's very warm. We people clothes, uh, half
Yeah, like
t-shirts.
me. Half sleeves.
Yeah, it's like you. So suddenly, yesterday, the temperature uh, down. So we need a lot of clothes.
Yeah, kochira koso Akiko-san. It's the same in India right now. Like
Mm,
it should be
mm,
winter and it should be cold, but it's not. So yesterday it rained and it suddenly got really
uh,
cold. Wow,
mm.
things are changing.
And I have a question. You said Indian words and Japanese sometimes similar. I have never heard it, and please tell me a detail.
Indian and Japanese language.
Yeah.
Okay, Hindi. Let's. So the example you gave was watashi wa gakuse desu.
Mm.
And in Hindi, that would be मैं student. How do you say student? मैं okay. I can't remember my Hindi, my mother tongue.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, मैं विद्यार्थी हूँ. So who here is like this, like the state of being.
Mm.
So
Mm.
watashi wa gakuse desu, and I
Mm.
am a student. So you see, Hindi
Mm.
and Japanese have similar grammar structure. Yeah, so
Mm.
it's easier for me to learn. That's what I mean.
Uh, it's first time to hear.
Okay.
So a lot of can talk
I
Japanese
hope so.
very full. Mm,
If they want to learn, because there are already 22 languages in our country. That those are the
mm,
official languages, and there are so many more.
uh, mm.
Yeah.
And Indian people are very
Oh,
intelligent.
thank you. Arigato. Okay, Aksan, our time is over.
Mm,
Hope to see you again. Have a nice good night. Is it
mm.
evening?
Ah,
Uh,
yes. 5:25
konbanwa.
in the evening.
Okay.
うん、
Again,
うん、
see you again then. Have a nice day.
うん、Thank you.